Hey everyone, my name is Jordan. I am from Aging with Purpose. We are a virtual caregiver and telephone helpline service for the 55 and up population. This video today is the next video in my series on elder abuse. We started that last week. That video was on elder abuse, what it is, and what kinds of elder abuse there are that are reported, and some of those basic statistics about how underreported it really is and how big of a problem it is. So today I thought we could go over the signs of elder abuse, what you should look for if you think someone might be in danger of elder abuse or is experiencing elder abuse. Some people just don't know what to look for, and that's part of the reason why it gets underreported. So that's what today's video is going to go over, is what to keep your eye out for. So let's get started. The first thing you got to realize about elder abuse is you got to know who's at risk for it. Elder abuse is most likely to occur in a domestic setting by the seniors or the older adult child that's taking care of them, that's their caregiver. Women, older elders, like those over the age of 80, are at a higher risk for abuse. Other risk factors that there could be for those people, you have dementia, social isolation, poor physical health, and mental health, and substance abuse issues for both the abuser and the victim. Those play into it a lot. As if you realize, a lot of those, social isolation, dementia, poor physical health, mental health issues, stuff like that, that gets neglected, those all fall under those elder abuse categories we went over in the last video. So definitely need to go back and check out that video. So, there's all these symptoms and places and things you can see it. Why does it remain such an invisible problem? Is, as all other forms of interpersonal violence that elder abuse is considered, it usually happens in a private setting. So victims, they often feel ashamed, they feel embarrassed or guilty. Family members are often the abusers. Those caregivers that are taking care of that elder adult are often the abusers. So the elder that's being abused may feel or may be in denial about the abuse, or they may be in fear that the abuser that they'll get them in trouble, that they'll get their family in trouble, and they don't want to do that. Many older adults fear retaliation, or that they will be forced to move into a nursing home if it comes forward that this is happening, and they don't want to go in a nursing home. They like that independence that they have. So some seniors, especially those with dementia, they don't think they'll even be believed. They don't think people will take them seriously when they tell somebody about it. They'll just attribute it to, oh, she just like that. She just makes things up. Or he just goes crazy sometimes, and he doesn't get it. So he doesn't know what's really going on. You can't take what he's saying seriously. That happens, and that's sad that they look at it like that when it's actually a real problem, and it gets overlooked and often gets reported when it's too late. So that's what you need to look out for. That's why it remains to be such an invisible problem. So the actual warning signs that you want to look for, they're not always evident. Any change in personality or behavior should be investigated and noted, because it could be the early stages of elder abuse. The following things I'm going to give you, these are all indicators of elder abuse, and they are provided by the Administration for Aging. So if you get a chance, go over there and check it out. They have a lot of great resources. If you go to our website, agingwithpurpose.org, we have a lot of great resources there too about elder abuse. Like I mentioned in the last video, we have the elder abuse hotlines for each state, so that if you see something, you can say something and call those places. The indicators that you're going to want to look for elder abuse, biggest one is bruises. That's the indication for physical violence or neglect or mistreatment forms of elder abuse. Like pressure marks, broken bones, abrasions, burns. These are the things that you can see that normally this doesn't happen to this person. That's something that wants to be looked into to see if they're under threat of physical abuse or neglect. You also want to keep an eye out for unexplained withdrawal from normal activities and a sudden change in alertness. The things that they used to be doing, they're just not interested in anymore, or they're taking a step back from it. And then if they start to move into an unusual depression, that all may be indicators of emotional abuse. So definitely make sure you keep a note on that. The bruises around, if you see those around the breast or the genital area, like I said, those are probably going to be harder to see, but if someone complains about those things, or someone who has those, that could be a form of sexual abuse, and that's the serious issue that needs to be reported to somebody so that it can be taken care of. The sudden changes in a financial situation, they used to be sending checks to the grandkids every month, or all of a sudden the bills are they're getting past due notices, things like that are starting to change. you may want to look into that. Their caregiver, their abuser, might be putting them through exploitation or financial abuse and taking over their funds and just leaving them to dry and not paying any of their bills, and then they suffer for that. And that's a big one. That's what I feel is one of the biggest ones that you find is financial abuse, exploitation, is those elders being taken advantage of for their money and their property. Next one you want to look for, you would find bed sores, unattended medical needs, poor hygiene, unusual weight loss. Those things are all indicators of possible neglect. Someone's not taking care of these people like they should be. Sometimes they get up there and they need help with some of those things that they do, those everyday tasks that we take for granted. They need help with them in terms of their hygiene. And if someone's not looking to those, they're neglecting that person and putting them at risk of harming themselves or potentially harming themselves down the road. Next one you want to look for is behavior. Things such as belittling, threats, any other use of power and control that you would see by a spouse or elder adult child, caregivers like that. That's verbal or emotional abuse. And if you watch the last video, you know that verbal and emotional abuse can be severely damaging on someone's psyche, on their mental health. Last one that the Administration of Aging looks for is strained or tense relationships. This could be frequent arguments between the caregiver and the elderly person. You may just pass it off because oftentimes it's mom and daughter living together, and that's just mom and daughter. That happens. They argue. If it gets serious though, and it's something that they don't normally do, you need to look at that. Strained and tense relationships can be a sign that there's elder abuse. That could be emotional abuse. It could be verbal abuse. Things like that. Those abuses that you don't really see, but more hear about and see, secondary signs of. So those are all the signs that you want to look for elder abuse. Like I said, go to the Administration on Aging. Go to agingwithpurpose.org. We have a bunch of great resources and tools if you want to brush up on your symptoms. I'm going to be putting this video on our YouTube page. If you want to look at all our resources for those elder abuse hotlines or other articles that we've posted on there, definitely check it out. Again, it's agingwithpurpose.org. I hope you guys got a lot from this video. Next week will be the final, or this week will be the final video in the series. We're going to be talking about how to combat elder abuse, how we can be heard so that we can make this problem known. We'll be going over the Elder Justice Act that was part of the Affordable Care Act, and other ways that you can fight elder abuse. So I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.